Hi guys, it's Belle here with week 3, even though I know we're in January. Week 3 flip through of my December daily. So days roughly 15 to, let's go to 22. I know it's a bit late, but I haven't been very well, and my December daily kind of took a back seat with all the festive celebrations and then me not being very well. So I only just finished it. So anyway, this is now what it looks like. And I'm really glad that I gave this a 3-inch spine because as with many of my journals, it's got super chunky. And considering we've had COVID and not a lot to do. Not we've had COVID, like the country has been in lockdown. So we haven't really been able to do anything this Christmas. I still managed to fill this up with memories and pages and lots of frills and bells and charms. So let's get on with it. So the last day we did, hopefully you're in shot, it's going to be really difficult to show you some of these pages. The last day we did was this day, which was day 14, Christmas memory. So day 15 was let it snow, fill a page with snowflakes, and I actually ended up starting my second signature. Really hope I'm in shot for these. So what I did was hopefully you can see this without the shadow. It's a page that I painted with metallic-y ice blue, which looks really good. I really like that. Covered it in die cuts, snowflake die cuts, some sparkly snowflake sequins, and some sparkly circle sequins that match the paint. Underneath, I've put this quote that says, flakes, flurries, swirls, crystals, whatever form it comes in, I'll take it. Apparently that's a quote from the Gilmore Girls. I've never seen it, but apparently it is. And then I added this large shaker pocket, which you might be able to see better here. It's just full of snowflakes and sequins and some glitter. Topped it with some felt snowflake ribbon, and that moves, and when the snowflakes are down you can actually see the quote through it. And on day 15 over this side, let me hold it this way, so I've put a little Tim Holtz metal word embellishment there that says joyful. Carried on the sort of snowflake theme over onto this page with snowflake papers, more snowflake die cuts, and finished wrapping my presents that day. So it's just a picture of that. Just says wrap it up, no peeking, presents under the tree. So I wrapped those up whilst watching some Christmas movies. And on day 16, the prompt was handmade with love, so make some decorations. But firstly, on day 16, I got this beautiful card art piece from my friend. I believe this is by Guild of Calamity, which is really cute. I really liked it, even though it's got these sort of reds and greens, they kind of look pastel-y. So as this was a pink page with blue music, hand-dyed music paper over there, I just stitched around the card, attached it, put a little tag in there, and she also sent me this ribbon. Sorry, ribbon, no it's not, it's a sticker, snowflake sticker. And then I put her note to me on the back of the tag. So that is there. And then as it was handmade decorations, this was the day I decided to make my paper chains. I love paper chains. I make them every year. It doesn't feel like Christmas unless they're made and up on the roof. So I took a picture of my paper chains and just put, don't get your tinsel in a tangle, merry and bright. And then I used some of the extra paper chains as decoration on this page, and one of my paper snippets. They've come in so handy decorating. And then there's a pocket I made over here, and a large journaling card that I made that I just said, "This house believes in Santa," topped with some fabric. And on the back, sorry, is a picture of the paper chains up on the roof, making it all look cozy. And then there's just some tags in here where I've written about the paper chains, what I've done, and then I added some die cut snowflakes here with some gems and some trim. So that was day 16 and prompt 16. What day is this? Right, okay, so I have to switch days. So this was day 17, and my prompt for that day is Jingle Bells, a new favourite ornament. So I'm hoping you can see that really well. Sorry if the glare's getting you. But every year, my family has the tradition, especially over the last few years, that we all go to the Disney shop and buy a new Disney ornament for our tree. And this year, I found this gorgeous Jack Skellington one. His little Santa outfit is all flocked, and he's standing by this little gravestone, but it reminds me of Santa going down a chimney, and it's got little snow on it, and it's just, there's a side view of it, it's just adorable. So as it was Nightmare Before Christmas, I wanted to use reds and blacks on this page for the Halloween and the Christmas. So I've got a die cut Santa down here on his sleigh. I've used some of this paper, this red and black paper that was actually a freebie of last year as a Patreon of Serena B, and it's sort of based loosely on something in Nightmare Before Christmas. Used some green felt trim, tree trim, and a felt tree up there. And it says hashtag Santa Goals there, because, you know, Jack wants to be Santa. And then Christmas is too sparkly, said no one ever. Because obviously when Jack goes through, it's all sparkly and crazy and he hasn't seen the light before. A little bell die cut that I had down here that I put the number 17 in. And then just here, if you see in the corner here, these broke off a green snowflake I used to have, and I kept them, and they reminded me of tree branches. So I attached those. So new favourite ornament this year is my new Jack Skellington one. I have a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas ornaments, but most of them go on my Halloween tree. So day 18, and the prompt is, "You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch." Do a Grinchy page. Well, it kind of speaks for itself. So I had some old Grinch wrapping paper that I used. Printed out an image of the Jim Carrey Grinch movie, because I love it, and then put a little Tim Holtz ephemera up here. It says "Bar Humbug" and some gingerbread, because it kind of reminded me of Max's antlers when he gets turned into, or antler when he gets turned into a reindeer by the Grinch. There's a tree die cut down here. Use loads of greens on this page. Double stars in green that says 18. Ho ho ho. Over here there was a piece of little paper that said Santa Claus is coming to town, so I scrubbed out Santa and wrote the Grinch. Cut out one of the Grinch images from the wrapping paper to put in this star, and a little collage of Tim Holtz pieces, and put official Grinch, clip it there, and on here is some green buttons, lots of greens. Then over the page again, I cut out some of the wrapping paper for the Grinch's face, and it just says resting Grinch face. Did some more stars with a big G in it, obviously for the Grinch. And then over here I had a little dotty red envelope and this journaling card that I cut down, and I put, "Dear Santa, I can explain. This year I was," and obviously as it's the Grinch before his heart grows, I ticked naughty. And then this tree sticker that I had in my stash reminded me of when he steals all the ornaments and everything. Well, he takes the tree as well, but it kind of reminded me of an empty tree. And then used one of my large tags that I'd pre-made and put a little picture of Grinch on there, and topped it with some fabric, and it just says resting Christmas chaos, because you know the Grinch causes Christmas chaos. And I wrote all on the back about how we love the Grinch movie, the original Dr. Seuss book. We did try watching the new Grinch musical this year, and yeah, it wasn't what was expected. Let's leave it at that. We'll stick with the Jim Carrey Grinch movie. So that was day 18. Oh, there's a lot for day 19. So day 19, the prompt was Christmas lights. So yeah, we did our usual yearly drive around. It's one of the activities we could still do, even though we were in lockdown. And we looked at all the houses with the Christmas lights. So here I've just got fairy lights on winter nights, did a bit of paper collage in the back with some of my scraps, have a little bike ephemera chipboard piece down here, because even though it was in a car, you know, I thought, well, the bike sort of represents that travel aspect. This house, oh my gosh, I'm hoping you can see, but in this window here, there's a Santa. Now, I've never seen this kind of thing before. It was, I mean, I've seen like holographic projectors, but this was like a proper movie. And Santa would walk up and down past the lights, and he'd have a candlestick, and he'd look out the window, and then he'd rap on the window, and then he'd move away. It was amazing. I've never seen anything like it. I stood for about 5 minutes by my car. Just watching the display, and they were raising money, I think, for a local hospital as well, and it was just brilliant. I now want to track down where they got it, because I just love it and I want one. There's a house down near us that always goes very OTT at this time of year, so that's an image of some of the lights they had outside. I just put everything as all glittery and sparkly. A wooden joy embellishment that I had in my scrap, and some lights there. And then if we turn over again, I had some more lights that I had in my stash, and I put the number 19 there. And then used a red stripy bag to make as a pocket. Oh gosh, I can't even hold this. Hold on, guys. And there is me outside the house with lots of lights, and again, that's what it looked like. Loads and loads of lights. Put a snowman, and then a little sticker that says cold hands, warm hearts, because, you know, it was cold. Again, used one of my large pre-made tags, and we saw these reindeer lights on our way round, which I just love those, and put a snowflake there, and then wrote all about. It was quite an interesting drive round. We ended up going down this one street where we didn't realize it was a one-way street, and there were cars on either side, and our car could barely get down, and we couldn't turn around, and we had to reverse all the way out, and it was very, very stressful, but we got out and we're okay. So all the lights are very pretty, and thankfully that was near the end of our journey, so it was fine. Also on the 19th, we were told that our part of England was going back into another lockdown. Our daughter had been supposedly coming to spend Christmas with us, her and her partner, and so they hadn't got much food in, and they hadn't bought themselves many gifts or anything, because they were going to be coming here. And then we got told that on the 20th, full lockdown was starting, and as she doesn't live near us, we wouldn't be able to, one, spend Christmas together, and two, travel to see her. So that evening, everything went a bit hectic, shall we say. And we got all the gifts together that we'd got her, and we got lots of food together that because we had lots of extra food with them coming. And yeah, so this is like a pile. When we were getting all the presents together, there's a pile, and our cat decided to sit by it looking at us like he knew what was going on, and put some house die cuts down here, and it just says stressed, blessed, and Christmas dressed, Christmas plans, because you know our plans are kind of changed. But what happened was Shane kind of lives an hour away, so her dad put on his Christmas hat, put all her presents in a Santa sack, gathered together her food, and he drove everything to her so that we knew she had some food in and she had all her gifts and all that kind of thing, her and her partner. It was a bit of a rush, but there we go. It can't be helped. And so I had this postcard of a card with lots of presents on top. And I just put the snow place like home and Santa's coming, because it kind of put me in mind of her dad driving down there with with his Christmas hat on and all her presents in the Santa sack. And this is an envelope, so I just wrote about it all in there. So that was the 19th. And also, as if all that wasn't enough on the 19th, was the Strictly, oh my God, Strictly Dance. I've completely forgotten. It's gone out my head. Strictly Come Dancing. Oh my God. Anyway, it's gone out my head. How's that gone out my head? This is because I've been poorly. Anyway, it was the Strictly final. I am obsessed with Strictly, even though for some reason I've forgotten what it's called. Anyway, I was so happy, as I know many around the country were, when they could do Strictly this year. It just is very sort of shows what the British kind of care about, that the Bake Off and Strictly were still able to go ahead even with lockdown and COVID. So anyway, it was the final. This is a picture of the finalists. I printed, I had a music card ephemera, and I printed out a picture of all the people who were in it this year and kind of wrote on the back. On this page, I printed out a picture. It was the first year we'd had a same-sex professional and celebrity dance couple. It was Nicola Adams, who's a professional boxer, with her dance professional Katia, and they were amazing. Just did lots of like little music bits. It says happy winter, shimmer and sparkle, because you know it's Strictly, and up here it says all the glitters because it's the glitter ball trophy. Strictly Come Dancing. Yeah, why did I like blank on that? Anyway, and picture of the winners, and it was Oti, I think it was her second year in a row, which is amazing, and Bill Bailey, the comedian. I was so happy. I love Bill Bailey, and I think he astounded everyone with just how good he was in the show, and how dedicated he was to learning the dances and not being the joke celebrity as they try and do every year. Anyway, so that was also the 19th. I used another one of my snippets up there, used one of my pockets, and just did some washi and a few sort of like, it's a little reindeer, it looks like it's dancing. And I put a little December, oh sorry, I just knocked the camera. It's a little December calendar ephemera down there, and I circled the 19th because that was the day of the final. Don't know if any of you are Strictly fans. Let me know in the comments down below. Day 20 was make a Christmas tag. So anyway, on day 20 we also started working in our garden because it was a nice day. It was I've just put there's a winter chill in the air, but it was actually sunny. So although it was cold, it was sunny and it was dry. So we went out, we were cutting down, you know, all of our plants and trees and fruit bushes, and there's my partner attacking our giant blackberry bush. And I just used lots of kind of holly and poinsettia papers on here to represent the outside. And then we had this, or I'd put this paper in the book anyway, which worked perfectly for this page. Got some paper poinsettias here and a little tree, and I just took some pictures. For some reason my garden seems to think it's spring, so the rosebuds are still budding, or the roses are budding. My rosemary has flowers on it, the crocuses are coming up, the trees have buds on them, which they shouldn't have at this time of year. I think it's because we've been getting such mild winters lately. Anyway, I won't bore you with gardening talk, but that was day 19. And then I had to make a tag. So this was a pre-made tag. I cheated because day 19 was busy. So, 20, not 19. 19 was the Christmas lights. Day 20 was the garden and the Christmas tag. So on this night, I had brought myself the new Disney Villains Monopoly because I love them. And look at the little people. I was Maleficent, of course. And we decided after dinner to play Disney Monopoly villains. So as I had to make a tag, I just used one I already had, added some trim to the top, decorated a little bit, put a picture. There's my cat again joining us in a game. She is, seriously, we get a game board out, she's straight away there. Made a pocket out of some paper and used some stickers to make this little decoration. It says joyful and merry everything. And then this is my youngest, and he actually won the first game of Monopoly. He rarely wins Monopoly. Few of us win Monopoly because like his dad normally wins it all the time. So it just says happy holidays, and there's him holding his money and his little winning statue. And then down here, down here is just a bowl with a cinnamon bun roll in it, which I cheated. I just bought some that you could put in the oven and warm them up. You know, some frozen ones, but we warmed them up anyway. And then we had some vegan cinnamon bun ice cream with it, which was gorgeous because it's never too cold for ice cream. So that was 20. There's my tag, and we were in the garden, and then we played Disney Monopoly. And yeah, so day 21, which is the day I'm gonna finish at, is day 21 is Yule. So big celebration in our house as we celebrate Yule, is part of our spirituality. So there was my Yule log this year. We brought it, but it was gorgeous. It was all fresh and creamy and gorgeousness. And I just put our traditions down here. This page already had lots of blues and reds, which was very over decorated, and this in the middle, so I didn't want to decorate too much. And then put a picture of our Yule meal down there that says all the trimmings, some candy canes and die cuts up there. I actually made a vegan mince and onion large puff pastry pie for it, along with all the trimmings of roast potatoes and sprouts and everything like that. And then on this, it just says obviously Yule down here, and this photo is a large pocket with a tag in here that I've obviously written on, and there's a candle on the tag because, you know, Yule's all about the light returning. I'd got up that morning to watch the sunrise, and the sun was basically just grey, so it went from dark grey to light grey. That was watching the sunrise that morning, but thankfully, as it's the winter solstice, the sun rises at about 8 a.m. rather than the summer solstice when I'm waking up at 4:30 to watch it. Anyway, the kids always get some presents on Yule, so there's a picture of them all with their presents, and I've put the 21 there with some holly. And then on this page, I used one of my hand-dyed CD sleeves, which is tea stained. Put festive there, big bit of holly, and then there's a picture of someone blowing out some candles, because our tradition is that we light a candle for each person on the Yule log, which is why there are candles there. And then each person blows out the candle, makes a wish for the coming year. I normally burn a piece of Yule log too, an actual piece of wood, but it was raining, so I couldn't go outside to burn it. So we had to make do with just the chocolate log. We normally do both. It's a tradition. And then this opens up. There's a candle again there, and obviously I pull out the little card and I wrote all about what we did that day. Some more holly, and there's some of the orange slices and clove slices. I always make on Yule as well, so they can be hung up around the house and represent the sun returning, and also make everything smell really nice. So yeah, that is day 20, which was our Yule. And up here I've just got, it says a wish. It's a little metal charm that says wish, and a little red glass bead, because you know, we make our wish. Day 22 is really simple. I decided to use my fabric flip because I hadn't used it yet, and already there was a lot of decoration on the other pages. So I just wrote family traditions, because the prompt for day 22 was traditions. And then I had this cute little rabbit with his wreath and berries that seemed to match the paper. So I put that on there, and the 22 there. And then I just wrote under here what some of our family traditions are. Some of them are similar to other people's, like pajamas on Christmas Eve. Some of them are unique to us, like watching The Grinch on Christmas Eve, or you know, obviously our Yule traditions. And we also used to do, until this year, which was a bit sad, Old Father Time. So he it's a really old tradition. I don't know many people who actually celebrate it. It's come down through my father's family, where you put a boot by the door on New Year's Eve, and Old Father Time visits as he brings in the new year, and he leaves fruit and nuts and money and sweets in these boots. And my children always used to argue over who got the largest boot. And yeah, that's left by the front door, and when they wake up on January 1st, Old Father Time's been and left all the gifts. But the children are all adults now. So this was the first year that Old Father Time didn't leave his treats, which was a bit sad. Not just for them, because they didn't wake up to a boot full of chocolate, but also for me, because it's, you know, a milestone, isn't it? They're all grown up now. So I just wrote about some of our traditions under there, and used my fabric flip because I didn't know where I was going to use it, and I've made it for this journal. So that is day 15 to 22. Let me know down below what you think. Let me know about some of your traditions that may be more unique to your family, or if you've heard of Old Father Time. So yeah, let me know all that down below. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and New Year, and I hope the new year is treating you well so far. And I will be back again very, very soon with the final flip through of the final few days in this journal. As you can see, there's still quite a bit to do. So until then, January blessings, everyone, and I hope wherever you are, you're all safe, well, and having lots of crafty fun. Bye.